So shall we talk about the FBI leadership crisis a little bit? A few things going on.
Yeah. This is a big deal. I don't see how Dan Bongino survives this. Nor do I necessarily think that he wants to survive this. He was a very outspoken private citizen, especially on the Epstein issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole point of making somebody like Dan Bongino the deputy FBI director was to get all of this stuff out there. And now they've made it look like his hands are tied, and he's furious. Well, Kash Patel is going to do as he's told. And remember, he's a former U.S. attorney, so it's his nature to do as he's told by the White House. And Pam Bondi's not going anywhere. So I think that this is going to result in Bongino leaving.
Agreed.
What do you think about the possibility of Matt Gaetz working his way back in?
Oh, he's back. That's the thing about America. There's no one's really ever completely finished until they are found suicided in their cell. Then they're finished. Even then, they might come back. They might be rehabilitated someday. Yeah, I'm sure he's plotting and scheming. I don't see it though. He's so personally reviled.
Yes.
And with good cause.
Yes.
Everything about him. He's unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
He has gross sexual predilections, he even has like a nasty demeanor. He has a nasty mien. He has a nasty looking face. It's just like I don't see what he brings to the table, how he makes his comeback. I think Anthony Weiner had a better chance of making a comeback.
Oh my God, and that says a lot. Look at it this way too. Devin Nunes, when he left the House, he went right into the Trump organization, straight into it, and he heads Trump media. Gaetz was supposed to be like for a minute. Gaetz was going to be the Attorney General, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then he wasn't. And what did Trump give him? Absolutely nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And Trump doesn't really sometimes he backburners people and brings them back later, right? So, that's like sort of the NBC News kind of thing.
Yeah.
You vanish, but Joy Reid, she could come back anytime.
Yeah. I forgot about her. There was another one too that Rick Grinnell. There was talk that Rick Grinnell would be Secretary of State. He's been given nothing. He was the DNI. He was the ambassador to Germany. Stepped on a lot of toes, which Trump loved. And then the second term, zip, nothing.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
The Kremlinology of the Trump administration is hard to discern from the outside, for sure.
Got that right.
I had a book proposal that didn't go anywhere. That was was called Dinner at Mar-a-Lago, and it's about all the hangers-on, basically just waiting to curry favor with the president, and it was just about like that sort of day after day after day. I'm kind of sad turned out there was just no. What I was told by my agent who shopped it around, it was her idea actually, that there's just literally no market for any satire about Trump. No publisher wants to see it because they're personally a bunch of Democrats and they're tired of Trump and they can't be arsed to do what, and my approach to satire is to sort of pretend like bad people are actually better and nicer than they are. That's like sort of my back way in. But even so, they just like, it's good, it's well done. I just don't want to think about Donald Trump. If I edited this, I'd have to think about Donald Trump. It's just like la 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 la.
Ted, did you happen to see Tucker Carlson's interview the other day of George Santos? One of our viewers is asking about Santos. Why he gave George Santos 2 hours Somebody told me, well, it's the same reason he gave you 2 hours, because Santos doesn't deserve to be in prison for 8 years, which is what he got. 8 years is a long time for being an idiot and a fraudster, but 8 years. Oh, I totally agree. Michael Gardner, I totally agree that the Santos interview is so boring.
What was wrong? So what happened? Yeah, you're going to have to summarize.
Oh, he was angry at everybody. 7 years, thank you. He was angry at everybody, and he got screwed, and he didn't get his side of the story out there, and this is terrible. And I have to tell you, I agree. 7 years is an awful long time. That's an awful long time. But I think almost all of our sentences are too long. That's a whole different conversation we can have.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But
by a lot.
By a lot. And somebody just said here a second ago.
We're in a country now. You've heard this, John. I'm sure it drives you crazy having done this. People say, "Oh, that guy only got 10 years. No big deal. Like that's 10 nothing."
Years, right?
10 years if you're right.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just talking shit.
Yeah. Somebody, it was Houdini. Houdini makes a really great point here. He'll probably do 6 months and get pardoned. I think that's what Tucker was going with. I think Tucker was trying to highlight to Trump, who apparently still watches him, that was the whole idea of spending 2 hours. Highlight it to Trump. Maybe Trump can commute a sentence after a year. Yeah. And Trump does that. Again, Rod Blagojevich, 14 years for a crime that was never consummated. He just talked about the crime. Yeah, that's a good Flojo tube. That is a very good point. He said the sentence is punitive, not reformative. He's correct. But that's the system that we have. The system doesn't seek to reform people. That's why there's no money anymore for education and training. Time was where you go to prison and then you could learn small engine repair, plumbing, electricity, whatever. None of that stuff. The only thing you can do in prison at the cost of the prison is get a GED. That's it. Literally nothing else.
What about a college degree? Or
no, that's out of your pocket. Out of your pocket. And you have to do it as a correspondence course because there are no computers in prisons.
Right. Which is also dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so dumb. Yeah. Well,
the Scandinavia project. They know how to do it right.
They do. Yeah. And they're like completely just a fraction of their approach is so, it's crazy. The guy who killed all the people on the island,
like 70 people,
got 19 years, I think.
Breivik,
like 20 years ish.
Yes,
and he'll be out.
In Greece, like most of the European Union countries, life means 17 years, unless you did something that's so heinous. Whoever happens to be the prime minister can keep you in. The terrorists from Revolutionary Organization 17 November, they got 1,769 years, which really means 20. But the U.S. government, every time they come up for parole, the U.S. government says, "Oh my God, you better not release these guys." And I'm not sure, but I think that, thank you, John Doe. I think that we have told them, if you release them, we're going to kill them. And so they just keep them in prison.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, when Greece had a socialist government from 2014 to 2019, they moved them from maximum security prison, Korydallos prison in Athens, to a minimum security camp. And these assholes who killed 27 people, they applied for and were granted a European Union grant to allow them to become beekeepers in prison. And they sold their honey to a prison collective in Brussels that distributed it. And then the conservatives took over again and said, "All right, everybody back to the penitentiary." And that's where they are now.
Oh, man. Weird as shit.